Hey everyone, so hopefully I'm in focus now. I just tried filming this and it was completely blurry. I'm trying a new setup and I can't exactly see my viewfinder, so hopefully this worked. Anyways, in case you can't tell, this is a NBA Finals look by my makeup and by the shirt that I'm wearing. I am rooting for the Cavs. I hope that they win. I'm from Cleveland, so I'm very excited to see my hometown team in the finals, and we actually won a game, which was the first time in franchise history that the Cavs have ever made it to the finals and actually won a game, so we have a new record for that. All of our players are putting their heart and soul into the game, and it is just so exciting. It's good games. It's very head to head, so it's been very fun to watch. So anyways, I decided to do a makeup tutorial to get into the spirit of the finals. So in case you are a Cavs fan and you don't exactly have a Cavs shirt, you can go ahead and always do your makeup to represent your team. You can go ahead and switch out colors for any sort of teams if you want. You can even leave out like the burgundy liner and wear this out. You can just always tweak this look to use it for different things as well. So if you want to see how I got this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you have some sort of eyeshadow base all over your eyes. You can use a paint pot or a primer potion from Urban Decay. Sorry if I'm kind of squinting, it's very bright today and it's like these huge windows. But I just actually I baked my eye area with the translucent powder, and that is just going to make it super smooth for the shadows to go on. If you don't have that, just take like a very neutral light eyeshadow that's very similar to your skin tone, and then just wash it all over your entire eyelid area where you're going to be working, because it's going to make blending so much easier for you. So one of the first things that we're going to do is start in our crease. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Undone color by Urban Decay from the Vice 3 palette. I'm just going to put that in my crease all over, and this is going to be our transition blending color. We're going to come back to this color quite a bit. If you're not pale, you can go ahead and use a darker color if you want, but I'm just so pale that this just works perfectly for my skin tone. It just like shows up, just gives a little bit, the right amount of little color. And I'm just going to start building that up with the other two colors, and next I'm going to go ahead and take Downfall. And I'm going to go ahead and switch to this Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush. And again, I'm using very little color and tapping off the extra. And I'm just going to go ahead, focus this more on the inner part of my crease, not so much on the outside, just to get a little bit more of a concentrated blending color right down in there. And as you can see, I'm kind of using this angle on my eye, and that's why I really love this brush right here, because the way that it's tapered, it makes it super easy to sort of shape your crease when you're working with it. So we're gonna kind of end up going with a very defined line, and a way to do that is just take your brush and put it in the corner of your nose, diagonal it, and you can kind of see where you wanna aim to have that line. So you just want to work on building and blending that. So now that I have that pretty much in the crease, I'm going to go back with this big fluffy brush, and I'm not sure what brand this is. It just says My Glam. I got it in an Ipsy bag like years ago, so I'm not sure where you could find it or anything. And then now to build the color up, we're going to take DTF. And then again, a little bit at the time, because it's a lot easier to work with a little and build it up than take too much, and it's so hard to correct your mistakes when you overdo it. So you really want to keep this concentrated into the center of your crease, like right where your eyeball goes in, like right where that bone is. You want to follow that, and it's not exactly going to be a cut crease, but it's going to be pretty close to a cut crease. We're not going to go out of our way to prevent it, but you really don't want to get a lot of this color on your lid. We are going to put some of it on the outer corner, but for the middle and inner corner, you want to try to leave that bare of these dark colors. So then I'm going to go ahead and look straight on so I can see where exactly I want that shadow to be. And I'm just going to work on building that and then just blending it all the way to the very inner corner. If you don't like that look, you don't have to do it. It's just a personal preference of mine. And then now I'm going to start to take that on the very inner corner, and then you can even kind of work with that angle if you want. So again, just keep that angle in mind. If you struggle with this, you can always take a piece of tape and tape it right there, and that will give you a super crisp line. I'm not going for that dramatic of a look, so that's why I decided to just shape it on my own so it's a little bit more blended on the edges and not so harsh. Okay, so once you have that, you want to take Last Sin. You can use basically any sort of lighter highlighted color you want. I'm just using it because it's in this palette, and it's just like a nice faint sparkle, and it will just add some, like the slightest bit of shimmer to your lid. And I don't know if you can see, but this stuff is flying everywhere. So now that we do that, we just want to go ahead, fluffy brush, blend, blend, blend. And then I'm going to go ahead with the base shadow brush, go back into DTF, and just like redefine that outer corner just a little bit, since it did get covered up by that Last Sin color, and then just do any last redefinition in the crease, and then that is the base for this look. Okay, so now it is time to start on the under eye of the area. Again, if you want to use a primer, you can. I'm only going to be wearing this makeup for a couple of hours, so I'm not too concerned about it fading away. So I just have concealer under my eye, and it should stick to that. So again, we're going to be working with the same colors. We're going to mimic what we did on top, on bottom. So first, I'm going to go ahead and take the base shadow brush and just take Undone, and then just lightly just drag it under. And then you can drag this as low as you want and make it as dramatic and smoky as you want. And then again, you can also use this as like an everyday look without the glitter, or you could use the glitter and use it as a party look. But I'm getting ahead of myself with that. So now I'm going to take Downfall, just a little bit of it, and then just again run it in that sort of under bag eye area. And then if you want, you can kind of swoop it up to that. And then now I'm going to go ahead and take this accent brush by Real Techniques. In case you guys can't tell, I absolutely love Real Techniques brushes. So you just want to work on adding some darkness. So basically I'm taking the entire width of the brush. If you don't want it to be like as dramatic and smoky, you can also always turn your brush. So instead of dragging it like this, you can also just do it like that, and you'll get a much more thin line. But again, taking the width of the brush and just sort of going under that eye area, not bringing it too far into the inner corner because we are going to do something with that. And yeah, this is where we are for right now. I'm going to catch this eye up, and I will be right back. Okay, so now that I cut this other eye up, it seriously took me like less than 2 minutes to do. And then another thing that I'm going to say before we move on to the next step is if you feel that you've overdone it on your under eye area, or you're not exactly happy with the shape of it, you can always go back with your concealer and cover anything up. Or if you happen to get a lot of fallout in your face, you can always go in with concealer. And then also, if you wait to do your concealer, you can kind of shape the under eye area how you want it with the concealer. So there's one more thing that we're going to do before we move on to the fun stuff, and I'm just going to deepen this just a teensy bit more because again, why not? I want this to be like a nice dramatic look. So I'm going to go ahead and barely tap my brush into Defy, which is like this super dark like gray charcoal color, and it's amazing. And you just need just a little bit. I just want to go in and deepen the crease just the teensiest bit here with this, and then also kind of put it, smoke it out in the outer corner just a little bit. And then this is just going to help add a little bit more depth to your look. And then I know it seems like we're layering a lot of colors on here, but this is the kind of thing like that you have to do with makeup. You kind of have to start light and then go dark to see how much you really want to do and how much you want to go for. And then I'm also going to define the lower lash line a teensy bit more with Defy, and instead of using the width of the brush, I'm going to go ahead and have it at the point just to like smoke out as close to my lashes as I can. And then before I started this look, I put Milk by NYX Jumbo Pencil in my waterline just because I really like smoking out my eyes. And then having the white on the waterline just really makes your eyes pop and makes them like look big, because it can be easy to shrink your eyes when you're doing a smoky look. So now that we have that, you just want to do one final blend over. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do liner, and I'm going to make this a really subtle liner because I really want it to just be nice and smoked out. I'm going to make this a really thin line as close to my lash line as I can get, and I'm going to kind of do one eye at a time because I want to sort of try to cover the color up while it's still wet before it dries. So I'm using my Maybelline Line Stiletto Liquid Liner. I just like something that has like a nice, precise felt tip. Probably going to go out of frame maybe. And then I'm not going to worry about winging it out. Actually, I am going to wing it out really fast. I'm just going to go ahead and do like a small wing, nothing too dramatic. And it's pretty easy to find the shape of it. If you made those angles with your brush, you can kind of see where to put the liner. So before this dries, I'm going to go in with a thicker angled brush. This is an e.l.f. small angled brush. I'm going to go in with Sonic and then just go right on top of that black liner. And this is going to help this Sonic color sort of stand out more and diffuse the black so it's not so harsh. And you really want to make sure you tap this out because the last thing you want is like all this crumbly eyeshadow to go in your eyeball and ruin what we've just worked so hard to get. So I'm going to kind of build up on top of that black liner with this. This is why you want to work fast, and then it's kind of like adding like a little bit of a metallic sheen to it. And then I'm also going to take this and go right above that line and sort of make this a little bit thicker. That's why we just wanted to keep your lid part bare and just added less than just to have a little bit of something on there, but you want to try to build this up, and you can go ahead and go into Alchemy, Bondage, and find the right shade of line. Now, if you have a color that you know that will be a little bit more drastic than what we have, go ahead and use this. This is going to end up being a little bit more of a subtle look just because this eyeshadow isn't showing up super pigmented. Okay, and now comes the fun part. Get to play with glitter. So I'm using more Urban Decay products. I wish this was a sponsored video because it would be awesome if they sent me stuff, but sadly it is not a sponsored video. So here I have my Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner, and this is in the color Baked. So it's just this gorgeous liner, but it doesn't give you as chunky of a glitter as what I want. So before it sets, I'm actually going to take this. I think this is like from some sort of like tattoo kit or something. You probably shouldn't even be putting this like near your eyes, but you know, whatever. And it's loose glitter, so it's a mess. But this is Urban Decay Loose Glitter, and this is not in any specific color. It is just a little pot of gold glitter. So first, again, you want to work one eye at a time because you want this to work with it while it's wet. And get ready to have glitter everywhere. Okay, already covered in it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and what we're going to do is work on having this in the inner corner of our lower lash line. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can see, I don't know if you'll be able to actually see, but there's some glitter that's sticking to my inner corner. But I really want to amp it up, and while that's still wet, I'm going to go ahead and take Real Techniques Pixel Point Liner Brush. So this is just a pointy brush, and then I'm just going to sort of stick it on to where I put that gold liner, so it will adhere to my skin. And then you can go ahead and go as crazy as you want with this. So I'm going to kind of like swoop it and just kind of have it, I can't really blend glitter, but I'm going to have it kind of mesh into where that darkness is. And then you also want to dab instead of swipe so you don't get fallout all over your face. And I'm also going to take a little bit right into here, but I'm not actually really going to take a lot of that glitter because I want it to be more subtle. I definitely want the focus of the gold glitter to be more so on the lower lash line. So I'm just going to take just a teensy little bit, just right in there, just to have a little bit of a hidden sparkle on the upper lash line. And then final step for this look, I'm going to define my brow bone. I don't like using stark whites, I like using more of like a cream champagne color. So I'm actually taking this highlight color in this L'Oreal Treasured Treasured Bronze palette. I'm just going to go ahead and define my eyebrow and then apply some mascara. Okay, so the mascara that I used, I first primed with this Clinique Lash Building Primer, and then I used my Rimmel Lash Accelerator Mascara. And then to finish this look off, I think it would look best with a neutral lip, so I'm taking this L'Oreal Infallible lipstick in number 112, which is Unending Kiss, and this is like a perfect pinky nude. I love pink nude lipsticks. They're just kind of like your lips, but slightly better. And I also love them because they're not high maintenance and they take 2 seconds to put on, and you don't have to worry about like messing it up too much. So anyways, this concludes this NBA 2015 finals look. Go Cavs! I hope you guys like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!